Let's talk about my 2025 reading goals and channel goals and like some of my content plans for the new year. This is always a chattier video from me. I don't really have quantitative goals. They're more things that I like to achieve and things I like to remind myself throughout the year. They're a little more flexible. They're never a numbered goal, except for my channel subscriber goal. That one is my only like quantitative, this a number that I would like to hit. And I think this year I'm going with 20K. Typically I have a public goal and then I have a stretch goal in my head, and I typically don't say the stretch goal. I am going to this year. 20K is my public goal, and my stretch goal I think is 22K. I think that I can hit that, but I think that it will require me putting some work in, and I think I'm okay with doing that. I think that it is something that could happen. This year we've seen my channel grow quite a bit, and I definitely can put a finger on why, and so I think that I can continue growing my channel next year, because if I know why I'm growing, I can continue that. And the thing is, it's really not a big secret, and I think that anyone can do it. We've seen me give up chasing the algorithm. We've seen me really lean into doing things that I want to do. I think this year really showed me that I attract more people by doing things I want to do than doing the videos that I think will perform well. By loving things, by showing my excitement and my energy into videos because I'm having a great time and I'm wanting to do them, has really made people want to stick around and hang out with me. They can feel my excitement for not only the books I'm reading this year, but the content I'm putting out this year. I've been very excited about a lot of the content I've been putting out. I've been very proud of it. I've been posting less videos because of this. I've gotten rid of feeling like I have to post 3 videos a week. I mean, I did go down to 2 videos a week last year, the start of this year, but there are weeks where I didn't post 2 videos, and I think a lot of people would say that that's really bad for you, but at the end of the day, I realized that putting out a video that was just a throw-in video wasn't getting me anywhere. If I don't have content that I'm proud of, I'm fine with missing a few days, and that has really helped me. I think that really I've just learned that doing what I want to do, reading what I want to read, being excited about things is something I want to continue to do in the new year. Don't chase the algorithm, it doesn't get you anywhere. This is a lesson that we have to learn ourselves, even though a lot of people talk about it. It's just something that's stuck in our brains until we learn it. I feel like a light bulb went off in my head, like I hit the switch, and I really honed into just creating content that I'm proud of and that I love this year. And that's something I would like to continue on into the new year. I would also like to continue reading what I want to read in the new year. I feel like romantasy you really saw take over my life. It's about 60% of my reading currently, and I'm fine with that. There were other years where I would have been so angry that one genre was so significantly bigger than another genre, but I'm enjoying more books this year than ever before because I'm not putting pressure on myself to read things I don't want to read, and I think that shows. I think this also goes into my next goal, which is to DNF more, which is funny because I believe I said last year that I'm not a DNFer. I've just accepted the fact that I'm not a DNFer. By the end of this year, I was like DNFing all the time, and I really found a love for DNFing, specifically DNFing 3-star reads. 3-star reads are the worst for me for some reason. I just truly hate them. They feel so mid sometimes, and so DNFing those books that I thought were just going to be mid has really helped me find some outstanding reads and having more time to read. And also realizing that DNFing in videos is okay. I feel like I used to put a lot of pressure on myself that no one wanted to see me DNF things, but what I realized is as long as I'm telling you why I DNF things, you enjoy hearing my review on something, and a DNF is a review and there is merit in a DNF. So I'd like to continue DNFing more. I think it's really helped me enjoy reading again a little bit more. Some other things that would help me do this is binging more series. I think that this is always a goal of mine now, and I would like to continue it. I always find some of my favorites when I binge read an entire series. This year, some books that have really stuck with me are the Bonset Tai series, Bonded by Thorns series, the Spark of the Everflame series, the House of Bane and Blood series, things that I continued right after the other, things that I dived right into the next book, or even I don't have to dive directly into the next book, but continuing them like every month and making sure that I keep up to date and I don't let too much time go by between series, I think has become very important to me, and that's why we see the reader DNF thing, because I would like to get that series list down so that I can have series that I'm actively working on there. I find I give way more 5 stars out when I binge series because I feel so connected to the characters and I feel like I can't separate me from them, which is probably not healthy. When time happens in between, sometimes I forget my love of characters, and so I really want to continue to binge more series next year. I would really like to give myself time and space to do that, which is something that happens when I give myself more time and space in my content, and doing things that I love that require me to kind of mood read a little bit has really helped me, and that's why you see a lot of like random things picking my TBR, because it's often easy for me to pick books that I want to read in that moment. I don't have to have a predetermined TBR and things like that. Maybe you'll see some more weekly reading vlogs from me. I don't typically love those as much. I find I really love when something picks my TBR. I think that's pretty pretty clear on my channel, we saw a lot of those reading vlogs this year. I mean, we had the fishing game pick my TBR, pin the tail on the fangs pick my TBR, balloon dart, a lot of random things picking my TBR, and I have a lot of fun with those, and I'm glad that other people seem to as well. Some more specific reading goals of mine that do require me to read a little bit more outside of mood reading, but with the idea that I can DNF, I think that this is fine. I would love to get my NetGalley score up a little bit. I've only requested like a small amount of books, so my number's just like really easy to get low again when I request more books. So I really would like to get to some that have been sitting there for a while. I think I only have about 6 that I need to review, so that shouldn't be that hard. I would love to prioritize subscription books. This also goes into a second goal where I would really like to make sure that I'm spending my money in the right places. I really want to be more choosy. I would like to buy less random books and have a really good TBR and shelves full of books that I really, really love. I want to make sure that things I'm bringing in are things I actively want to read, so that I don't have shelves where like I haven't read that in a couple years. I would like to stay up to date with some of this. Working on my subscription books will help me do that because I don't need to have a subscription box that I don't really like the books for, so I would really like to catch up to date because most of them I haven't read a lot from, so I don't know if their picks are really for me yet, and so I would like to read some of those so that I can cancel a few and just like have the ones I really, really like. Potentially I'd like to read more of them than come in, or try to read them before I have to pay for the special edition, but that doesn't always work. And I just want to be more choosy about things I buy this year. I feel like I did do that last year, so I want to use KU more, even Audible, which I pay for, but like it's a little bit different to me. I don't know why, and I love audiobooks, and using the library, and I really, really want to make sure that the books I'm buying are things that I'm actively excited about. They can still be TBR books. I don't want to get rid of a physical TBR. I just want to make sure that there's none of this shelf way down here that is where I call books go to die, where I really need to do something about that shelf because I don't really know when I plan on getting to any of those, and maybe that means I should just unhaul them, but it feels bad to waste all of this money, so I need to figure out something to do with them because it's hard when like I don't know if I like have the ability to read them currently with where my brain is at. Don't want to just get rid of them either, and when will I get to them? I don't know. So I just want to make sure that doesn't happen. I would like to continue actively having things on my shelf that I'm reading. That's all. Obviously, I kind of touched on that. I would also like to use KU more. KU has been a really good friend of mine this year. In this latter half, I've started to really, really use it. Last year, I said I wanted to use the library more, and I did use the library more. It doesn't really necessarily work for me in how I read. I find that horror and thriller is easier for my library. The fantasy books that I always want have really long waits, and then I end up buying them. I'm not ahead enough in what I want to read to like plan things properly, and my library is it's big, but like it's not like a US library, a lot of them. I would like to continue using my library, but I don't need to like use it more, but I would just like to make sure I continue to use it and to look on there specifically for like audiobooks and stuff. But KU is something I really, really want to prioritize. I would love to read, I could probably put a quantitative goal on this. I think I would love to read 30 books off KU next year, at least. I don't know how many I've done this year, but I feel like that is a doable goal. I think I will overachieve that goal, actually. A little bit different for me, I would like to grow my Instagram by mostly saying that I'm going to post more often. I don't really care if the number itself grows, but I've been having a good time over on Instagram. I post on TikTok and Instagram under Covers with Cassidy. The links to both of them should be down below. I've had a lot of fun posting like little graphics with some of my vampire romance recs or my why choose recs or like my TBR, and doing like how much I read in a week stuff, but I've also had fun doing trendy reels and things like that this year. I would like to continue to post on Instagram. I would like to continue to explore that side of the creativeness. I actually started with a Bookstagram and then moved my way to YouTube, so I would like to get back into the Bookstagram kind of life. I think I would like to just post more often. I don't have a quantitative goal on that. I don't have a number goal or anything, but I would like to just post on there consistently throughout the year. And then my goal for every single year is to make more friends. I really love this community. I love talking to people. I love participating in readathons. I love doing all of that. My Patreon is the peak of YouTube for me. Having all these friends and these people that I get to connect to and talk to all the time has really been something incredible for me. I would like to continue making friends. I would like to continue finding channels I love. I feel like some new channels to me this year that I've really, really enjoyed is I Would Rather Be Reading, Emmy Rosem, and Baze Reads. Those have been some channels that I've really enjoyed this year. If you have any other recommendations for new channels, I'd love to hear about them down below. I would like to participate in more readathons and do more community things like that. I really do enjoy them. I love like bingo TBRs and doing things like that. So that's a big thing. I would just like to continue doing those. I really just want to do what I want to do this year, and accepting that and letting yourself be a little more free has been a lot of fun and has made me find a whole new category of books that I absolutely adore and are easily some of my favorites, so that's always fun. My last goal that I actually forgot to mention but meant to mention earlier is I'd love to stay up to date with Goodreads. I'm really bad this year and I fell behind. I felt the pressure to not give away my ratings before videos went out in this like past year and the year before, so I was waiting until videos went out and then I'd have like a surplus of books in my Goodreads that I hadn't given like real reviews to or anything like that. And this year, at the end of the year, I just decided to start posting my reviews as soon as I finish the book. Like, who cares? I don't need to keep things a secret. I don't think that necessarily helps people feel interested in watching. Honestly, sometimes, most of the time, when a creator tries to keep things a secret, it does the opposite thing. It doesn't intrigue me. It just makes me feel like you're hiding things from us, or like you feel like less of a real person that way. So like, I personally am going to just try to stay up to date with it when I finish a book, write my review, and some of you might not watch the video because you already know the review, but I don't really care that much because it's better for me just to post them as I finish them. That's it. Those are my 2025 goals. I think you're going to continue to see the Read or DNF series on my channel. I might do something. I would love to do something about subscription books to help me prioritize them. TBR swap, which is what me and Mel did. Lexi came up with this name. I'm going to continue to do those next year because I really enjoyed doing that collab with Mel. I'll leave that on the screen for you to check out, and Read or DNF on the screen. And I think you're just going to see a lot of random things creating my TBR next year. So buckle up for a wonderful time next year. I would love to know some of your reading goals in the comments down below, and if you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji to say you were here, leave me a vehicle emoji, and have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.